Welcome everyone to our monthly class. Today we are going to talk about 6 tips on how to return to love. I am very grateful for those of you who are here with me in person, meaning online, and obviously also very grateful for those of you who are going to be watching this presentation whenever you have the chance to do it. This topic of 6 tips on how to return to love was written as a newsletter, as a blog, as a result of an exchange of, how can I say, ideas with a person who was sharing with me that she wanted to let go of the limiting habits, let go of beliefs that she knew were negative, not positive. She basically was ready to transform her life. And when she was talking to me, I was like thinking, my goodness, I guess when people want, or when any of us want to let go of limiting habits, limiting beliefs, what we want to do is return back to love. That's really what happens. And I thought about my own journey, how many years ago, after I went through my second divorce, I knew that I needed to change some things in me, some behaviors, some habits. And fortunately, I was able to find help. And little by little, I have been transforming my life. And this is a journey that I think it takes a lot of determination, effort, and willingness to do your part, because without your cooperation, nothing happens. You cannot return back to love. For many years, I remember that I was not returning back to love because I was engaged in criticism, in resentment, in gossiping, and I remember that I used to be sarcastic. So definitely I didn't have any interest in returning back to love. I was just very unhappy, miserable, as a matter of fact. However, my ego was stronger than my soul, who wanted me to go back to love. So our soul's original essence is love. We all know that. Why? Because we have been created in the image and likeness of God, and God is love. The challenge is that we have been convinced that ways of being like judging, criticism, not being kind, all those things, they are part of who we are, and they are not. They are behaviors that have been like take like adopted by us, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, and we keep doing the same things every day and expecting different results, but we will not get new results until we get back to love. That's why the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting different results. And I remember quite well, dear friends, that that's what happened to me. I kept doing the same things over and over, expecting different results, but all I felt was angry and unhappy and not happy, very sad and miserable, really. So the good news is that there is a way out of this misery. I always talk about the idea of is like swimming in a river where we are going against the current and we have to hold onto branches and rocks or whatever to be able to survive. And God is asking us to turn around and go with the flow. meaning to align ourselves with our true essence, love, joy, peace. So that's what I like to invite all of us to really do your best to put into practice, if you are not doing it already, the ideas, the 6 tips that I am going to present to you. When we turn around and go with the current of the river, the current of God's love, we are able to live our lives in what is called divine grace, which means the power of God is able to help us in every area of our lives. So that's what I invite us to do, is to turn around and flow with the current of love that is already flowing in and through us. So the first tip that I like to share with you is be aware of your thoughts, words, and actions. And I am very sure that every one of you knows this quite well and has been probably doing your best to practice this. So the idea is to make sure that you focus your energy on thoughts that are loving, on thoughts that are positive, not destructive. And then realize that your thoughts are creating your reality, your future. As you focus on thoughts that are positive, your future is going to be positive. That's why we have to be conscious of what kind of thoughts we are entertaining in our minds, and then make the changes as they show up if they are negative. uh, Also using language that is kind, that is loving and edifying, that helps others, not that destroys others. And be aware of your actions. Remember the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So these are very simple things, and it's not like we have to graduate overnight and be perfect overnight, but we can move towards that perfection, and little by little our lives will transform. I like to present to you this amazing quote from a person by the name Frank Outlaw, and you probably have seen it. It says, "Watch your thoughts, for they become words." Just think about that for a moment. And then, if they become words, then watch your words, for they become actions. And watch your actions, for they become habits. For example, the habit of criticizing or judging, it becomes a habit, unfortunately. Watch your habits, for they become your character. So a person that is constantly lying, it becomes the character as a liar. That is a sad thing, because it doesn't have to happen. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. So you see how important it is, and it is all starts with your thoughts. So I invite you to not take lightly the importance of being conscious, being very aware of your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Be vigilant of them, and then little by little, the next thing you know is you are going to be able to manifest a beautiful life. Why? Because you are controlling yourself by not really focusing on words or thoughts or actions that are negative. I like to do for us to do a little introspection just for a moment. For that, I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes, and then think for a moment about one recurring negative thought that you may be accepting in your mind during the day, every day, during the week. Again, think for a moment about a recurring negative thought that you may be accepting in your mind. Just think for a moment, whatever it is. Do not judge yourself, please. Okay, so let's obviously maybe there is more than one, but for now let's go ahead and do just one, so that way you can use this tool for you to go ahead and replace any negative thoughts, okay? So then go ahead and replace it right now with an opposite positive thought. For example, let's say that I might be thinking very negatively about myself. That might be a recurring thought. And so right now you're going to replace it with a positive thought. So what is the opposite of self-criticism? The opposite of self-criticism could be self-love or self-respect or self-assurance, okay? So right now you can go ahead and set up the intention to say what it is that is your positive thought that you are going to now replace the other one with. And feel that you are going to set up the intention right at this moment and say, I am willing, I am ready to replace this negative thought that I had until recently. You are not going to say that you keep having it. Until recently, I had this negative thought. Now I am replacing it with its opposite, which is. And then if you want to go the next step, you can even create an affirmation. For example, I am so happy and grateful now that I treat myself with love and respect, for example. Or I am so happy and grateful now that I praise people. And then always the affirmations are in the positive, in the present and positive, okay? So this is a wonderful way for you to little by little make the changes. And then you can do the same with thinking about a recurring negative word that you might say. So you go ahead and replace it with a positive word. Or let's say that you might have a recurring negative action. Or you also forgive yourself and then replace it with a positive action. So you see the power of this simple exercise. We are doing it only with the thoughts, but we can go ahead and do it with words and action. So I invite you to go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and go to the second way or tip on how to return to love. Be kind to everyone, even if they have a different point of view. And this is so important, dear friends, because people have had different experiences in life. They grew up in a specific home with specific parents, and their points of view might be totally different from your point of view. So the invitation is not to feel threatened by the opinions of others, by the points of view of others, but just respect them and then let them be. And then you continue to believe in your own principles, and then let other people go by their own principles as well, because everyone sees the world with different lenses. We all know that, right? So be kind to everyone, even if they don't agree with you. It's okay. You don't have to feel like that you are again, that someone is against you because has a different point of view. And what is wonderful about being kind is that you go through life accepting others, and when you accept others and respect others, then life is going to give back to you the same treatment. And I think that's a wonderful policy. Remember the law of cause and effect. Whatever you do to others, that is going to be done to yourself. So that's why it's so important to always be kind. Remember, do not put people in rigid containers, like in a box, and expect them to behave the same way. Give them the chance to be themselves, even if you don't agree with their ways. Then you let them be. Obviously, if they are going to be disrespectful to you or aggressive, you set up a boundary. But otherwise, you just have to let them be and know that they have the right to be like that, and that they have a God that is going to guide them to the right action, to the right behavior. But your job is for you to continue to be the best version of yourself every day, to inspire to be a better version every day of yourself. And that way you just let go and let God. And so appreciate the uniqueness in people. And here, in this, just one moment here, I love something that I found online about the idea of kindness, and I just think it's so wonderful. And I'd like to invite you to go ahead and close your eyes and listen to me presenting this to you, and then kind of thinking about how you are applying that into your life. So go ahead and close your eyes for a moment, and I'm going to read these ideas about kindness. So the first one is, kindness is giving hope to those who think they are all alone in this world. I'm going to repeat again. Kindness is giving hope to those who think they are all alone in this world. And my question to you is, how are you doing exactly that? How are you um, giving hope to those who think they are all alone in this world? It's just, if you are not, don't worry. All you have to do is start right away to being kind to people, and just with smile or something like that is good enough. The next one, keep your eyes closed. Kindness is seeing the best in others when they cannot see it in themselves. I'm going to repeat. Kindness is seeing the best in others when they cannot see it in themselves. And think about it. Are you praising people when they are with you, when they are around you? Are you seeing the best in them, or are you criticizing them? If you are criticizing them, go ahead and invite yourself to not do it anymore, and to say, no, I have the responsibility to see the best in others, because then other people will see the best in myself. You see? The next one, kindness is something anyone can give without losing anything themselves. Kindness is something anyone can give without losing anything themselves. Think about how when you are kind, you don't lose anything. On the opposite, you feel quite well, quite happy, quite satisfied. So are you doing that? Are you giving freely kindness to everyone with no exceptions, no conditions, no no excuses? Are you? Very good. Next one. Kindness is not what you do, but who you are. Think about it. How are you showing up in the world as a kind person, as a positive, joyful person? Are you expressing it not with your words, but with your actions on how you show up? So kindness is not what you do, but who you are. And dear friends, I think this is something that we can work on every single day. So now let's go ahead, and you can take a deep breath and exhale. And then you can go ahead and open up your eyes. So this is a wonderful opportunity for us to really practice kindness. And as I said, this is an invitation to do it every day. Every day. And the more we do it, the better we become at it, and the more joyful we feel, only because we know that we are doing the right thing, and then other people are going to be doing the same to us. Okay? The third tip is deepen your relationship with God. And this quote says here, the secret of a happy life is giving God the first part of your day, the first priority to every decision, and the first place in your heart. Well, dear friends, without us having a relationship with God, is like being in an island, abandoned all by ourselves, and without even knowing what to do. But when we have God in our lives, we can definitely know what to do. Why? Because He can guide us, He can show us the way. God is pure and conditional love. Remember that God will not criticize you, and God is not taking inventory of what you have done wrong. All that God wants and is doing all the time is extending His arm and saying, "Get up, sweet child, and let's go ahead and walk in the right path, the path of awakening, the path of self realization, the path of love." And so the more we are willing to deepen that relationship, the more we are going to really experience happiness and harmony. Mm, the the deepening our relationship with God helps us to remember that we were created in God's image and likeness, and therefore our essence is love. And we go back to our essence is the best gift we can do that. So being clear about being created in the image and likeness of God helps us to be be clear about ourselves, and also treat everyone with love, with respect, with kindness. And then as we do that, we are going to receive great blessings. Very, very important. So I'd like to invite you to do another introspection. Close your eyes for a moment, and then let's go ahead and mentally reply to these questions. Are you allowing God to be part of every moment of your day? Are you allowing God to be part of every moment of your day? Meaning reminding yourself that God is the doer, that God is using your hands, your mind, your feet. Next one. Are you asking God to guide you with every decision you have to make? Again, are you asking God to guide you with every decision you have to make? Well, dear friends, the more we do that, the more we're going to be able to move in the right direction. So let's say if you are answering, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, then go ahead and set up the intention with God to do your best to do it most of the time, or all the time if possible. Okay? Number 3, are you giving God the first place in your heart? Are you giving God the first place in your heart? And again, when we give, as we give God the first place in our hearts, God is going to bless us in amazing ways with His grace. And oh my goodness, but life becomes like a flow because we are in the flow of that grace. So now I invite you to go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. And then you can open up your eyes. The next step is forgive completely. And I think that we all have heard about the power of forgiveness. When you forgive, you liberate yourself from the chains of negative emotions, health challenges, and all the destructive effects of an imprisoned heart. When we forgive ourselves, we liberate ourselves. So this is something that we know. All we have to do is make sure that we do practice it. Make sure that we do not postpone forgiveness. I have witnessed many miracles in my own life as a result of forgiveness, and obviously many lives in many miracles in the lives of people that I have been coaching for 22 years. Many miracles, miracles that all you want to do is just really cry of joy. So very important. And I am inviting you, if you are willing, to affirm with me this affirmation. Today I forgive all those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. This is an affirmation from Paramahansa Yogananda, and I think it's so beautiful. So I trust that you're willing to do this affirmation with me, and we're going to do it in a voice, in high voice, then normal, in whispering, and then mentally. If that's okay with you, this would be wonderful, because it's an affirmation that I'm willing to do this. So if that's okay, you can go ahead and close your eyes, and I will go ahead and repeat each sentence, so you can repeat it with me. The first, you repeat it right after me. Today I forgive all of those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. Now, in normal voice. Today I forgive all of those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. Now let's go ahead and do it in a whisper. Today I forgive all of those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. And now mentally, today I forgive all those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. And continue one more time doing it mentally, focusing at the point between the eyebrows, which is the spiritual eye. Today I forgive all those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. And feel that you are one with this affirmation, and your heart is transforming as you repeat, today I forgive all those who have ever offended me. I give my love to all thirsty hearts, both to those who love me and those who do not love me. And let's go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. The next tip is tell others you love them and praise them. Tell others you love them and praise them. By doing this, you will have the opportunity to open your heart and obviously help them to open their hearts as well. But we have to take the initiative to do that, to say, I love you. Look, go ahead and practice that with people that are near you, in your family, and obviously to others as well. And then little by little you create this wonderful connection that is going to help both you and them. By your example, they will also turn around and do the same to others, and this is how we create a better world, one person at a time. That's a powerful way to really bring love to this world. And here there is a quote from Wilford Peterson. He says, "Let your light shine, be a source of strength and courage. Share your wisdom, radiate love." That's such a beautiful, it's inviting us to radiate love. I wanted to share something very powerful that I read recently in one of the blogs that was written by the spiritual directors of the spiritual community where I live. And their names is Jyotish and Devi. And it touched my heart big time, something that they share in this blog. And this is what the part. He says, it was written by her, the spiritual director, Devi is her name. She's sharing here that her and her husband were at the airport in Frankfurt, Europe, and they met this person who looked very penetratingly at her husband and herself, and looking straight into their eyes, he said to both of them, "You have to accept your own light so that other people have the courage to accept theirs." I'm going to repeat. This is what the man said to them. You have to accept your own light so that other people have the courage to accept theirs. And they were sharing this story with someone in Italy, and the person, it seems like she went to some place where she had this famous poem from, or quote from, Marianne Williamson, and she came back with it and read it today to them. And this is a quote that you probably have heard many times, and I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes and feel that quote, and not only feel it but commit to shining your light. As it says here, you have to accept your own light so that other people have the courage to accept theirs. And to be able to accept your own light, you have to first let go of self-criticism, self-doubt, lack of self-forgiveness, anything that is putting you down. Very, very important. So this is what the quote from Marianne Williamson says. Close your eyes, please. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And I invite you to go ahead and mentally repeat, this affirmation with me. I accept my own light so that other people have the courage to accept theirs. I accept my own light so that other people have the courage to accept theirs. I accept my own light so that other people have the courage to accept theirs. And now I invite you to go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. And it's a beautiful opportunity. You can open your eyes now to really practice self-love. And then as you practice self-love, you are able to love others, praise them, and remind them that you love them. That is no doubt about it, because you are very comfortable with loving yourself. And that is what this message is about. And the last step about you returning back to love is meditate every day. And this is very, very important, dear friends, because we have in our hands, like Paramahansa Yogananda calls it, a portable paradise. The soul loves to meditate, but we have to be willing to be in silence with God every single day, even if it is just for 10 minutes. The most important thing is to really practice. If you feel that you want to have like a system, a technique on how to meditate, please let me know, and I'll be happy to help you, to guide you, or to give you the information where you can go ahead and learn. I love the way Ananda teaches meditation, the community where I live, because it's just so powerful, it's so wonderful, and it's very effective, and in the sense of being able to go deeper and deeper. So very important. You just let me know if you feel that you need some help with this. I'll be happy to either um, guide you with the meditation technique, or send you some guided meditations. Now, here is a wonderful quote that is from Paramahansa Yogananda, and he says, meditation is like giving a hug to ourselves, getting in touch with that awesome reality in us. While meditating, we feel a deep sense of intimacy with God, a love that is inexplicable. Inexplicable. That is absolutely beautiful what it says there. But we do have to give the opportunity to God to be with Him in silence, and be connecting in silence, so that way we feel that a deep sense of connection. That is, take time to meditate. And this is a sacred opportunity to be alone with God, and then you are going to be able to bring that feeling of peace and joy that you get during the meditation to the rest of the day. And that is so powerful, very important. So now I'd like to go ahead and leave you with this quote from Marianne Williamson, that is about love, and it says, love is the essential existential fact. It is our ultimate reality and our purpose on earth. To be consciously aware of it, to experience love in ourselves and others, is the meaning of life. And Marianne Williamson, from the book Return to Love. So yes, we are here to return to love, to return to our essence, to go back home to that essence, that pure essence of unconditional love that we were created with. And all we have to do is be willing to practice like principles like the ones I share with you. So number one, be aware of your thoughts, words, and actions. Number two, Be kind to everyone, even if they have a different point of view. Number three, deepen your relationship with God. Number four, forgive completely. Number five, tell others you love them and praise them. And number six, meditate every day. These are things that we can really practice every day. And again, it doesn't have to happen overnight, but at least to give yourself the gift of moving in the right direction. And when you talk to people, if you have to give them feedback, do it from a positive from a place of positive reinforcement. A lot of times, unfortunately, without realizing, all we do is just criticize people, and people don't like to be criticized because they get defensive and they feel attacked. But if you say it in a very nice and positive way, they are going to open their hearts to you. This is extremely important. I always say that if you don't have anything positive to say, do not open your mouth. We can definitely use positive language and a positive way to share with others about things that we would like to express about how they can maybe do it differently. And the other thing too, if they are not asking for advice, it's extremely important not to give them advice. Believe me, it comes from someone that has been doing coaching for 22 years, and even when I am tempted to give advice to people, I don't give it at all. I just stay quiet. I don't I pray, but I do not. If they ask me, I definitely say, well, thank you for asking, and then I will go ahead and share. But otherwise, I don't, because it's not my place. If they are not asking and they are gonna definitely feel that you are telling them what to do and that there is something wrong with them. That's not our place. If they are not asking for help or for life, for example, I remember many years ago when I was having challenges with my second marriage, I had a relative who was very nice. And do you know that one day she noticed that we were fighting, my husband and I, and she said, Gloria, there is help. There are these support groups that you can go to when you find that there is a situation that needs to be addressed. Well, I remember quite well that I answered to her that my marriage was perfect, and that there was nothing wrong, and that I was not going to go anywhere. I cannot believe how arrogant what I was. I just seriously, I cannot believe it. It was just absolutely amazing. And then then unfortunately, she was right, and the marriage fell apart. And then the first person that I called when I was going through so much pain was her. And she said, yes, Gloria, I am here to support you. You can go to this support group and they will help you. And sure enough, she was right. And so we got to be very humble and open our hearts. But even in such a difficult situation that I was in, I still didn't want any support or any advice at all. I didn't. I wasn't ready. I was ready when it went down the hole, and I was just so desperate. And so we have to be patient and wait until people are ready, and then they'll ask for help. In the meantime, prayers are important, very, very powerful. So that's my invitation. And I like to share with you that any of what I have presented, all the tips and concepts that I have presented to you, are just just a little, how can I say, tip on something that can really, a lot of times we need deeper help than just a class, and the classes are wonderful and they help a lot, but there is absolutely nothing more powerful than personal coaching. And why do I say this? Because I have gone myself through it, and because I have been offering coaching for 22 years, and all I see is transformation. And a program that I highly recommend is 12 Steps to Mastery, and it's a coaching program that lasts for 16 weeks. It's extremely powerful. It's obviously one-on-one, and every week I guide you with a lot of love and a lot of understanding and compassion, to go ahead and keep moving forward. And then obviously I give you assignments, and every week you are able to share with me about the result of your assignments, and it's a beautiful process. I always support people with a lot of tools and a lot of information, and reading and different things that they can do to practice whatever step we are going through. The 12 steps is an awakening. It's so powerful that I wrote my book, Uncover Your Glorious Being, after I went through this process of the 12 steps. And it is what happens that you uncover your glorious being with these steps. You learn to love yourself. You learn to return to love. That's exactly what this program is about, returning to love. And it's very powerful. It's very personalized in the sense that you are able to bring up your issues, every one of them, and then through a process of healing and obviously talking about it, and then giving you assignments that I keep you accountable for, which is very important. Accountability is key when it comes to coaching. So I highly recommend you to, uh, maybe consider this. And if you have any questions, you can definitely call me about it, and then I'll be happy to explain the whole process without any without any obligation at all. Just explaining is quite important for people to understand what this is all about. And so the information about the 12 steps, you can go here to gloriaramirez.com/12 steps to mastery. If you wanted to call me, you definitely send me an email and let me know, Gloria, I'd like to talk to you. Love@gloriaramirez.com. So that way we can talk about the cost of this program. And let's say that you want to start with a few sessions first. Obviously, you can do that too. You can say, okay, Gloria, let's go ahead and start with a session to see how it works for me. And then little by little, it's a process that you can get into until maybe you decide to take this program. So this is what I wanted to share with you, which is very important. I am very happy to offer this program to people because it transforms people's lives. Now, remember that every month I'm going to have a free inspirational class, and which is the first Thursday of every month, and you can register here at www.gloriaramirez.com. Right there, you're going to have the next one, which is the 5 ways to create happy, harmonious relationships. This is going to happen Thursday, November 3rd, 5 p.m. California, 8 p.m. Florida. I invite you to really invite a lot of people, because I am going to share with you an amazing system that is very powerful to be able to learn to communicate with the other person with respect. It's the one that I do with a lot of couples or families, and it's called Heart to Heart Communication. And I highly recommend it because I am going to do like a how can I say, like with someone. I'm going to go ahead and do this online while we are doing the class. So this way you learn how to do this type of communication, which is heart to heart, and it has transformed relationships miraculously. I am not exaggerating. People who sometimes were ready to get to really divorce, get a divorce, and they were able to change everything only because of using such a powerful technique of heart-to-heart talk. So invite a lot of people, bring your friends, family members, anyone, because I promise you there is going to be a powerful program. This one, 5 ways to create happy, harmonious relationships. And dear ones, not to, as they say, blow my own horn, but I promise you that I walk the talk with this topic. I promise you, with my family, with friends, with strangers, with anyone, I walk the talk big time. And why? Because I have learned to practice the techniques that I teach in my classes, in my coaching, and that I'll be sharing with you on Thursday, November the 3rd. And the last thing I like to say is that if you feel that you have been inspired and touched by this class, consider making a contribution. Gloria, www.gloriaramirez.com/giving. I highly appreciate any contribution that you might want to give. And the main reason why I'm asking or sharing this or presenting this is because remember that there is the law of the flow. You give and you receive, and that's a wonderful way to really maintain that flow of giving and receiving. And that's the reason why I present this to you. It's just to continue that flow. As you give, you receive, and then it continues. It's a powerful thing to do. So I thank you in advance for your willingness to really be willing to be generous. Okay, my friends. And so now what we are going to do is go ahead and go to the session of questions and answers and see if anyone has anything that you like to share. But I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now, so that way we have a separate recording for the session of questions and answers. So let me go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share, and then stop the recording, and